This morning, the latest on the Pope's condition and how local Catholics are reacting. Plus, not your typical porta potty. See how one business owner is preparing for the NFL draft in Green Bay. Well, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Thanks for tuning in here on February 24th. Oh my gosh, so meteorological spring just a few days away. Kyrian is off today, and we have Savannah Brito out on the patio this morning where things have really warmed out there. Savannah, some of these mild temperatures going to hang around this week?
Yeah, they are pretty much all week, and even into this upcoming weekend, temperatures are still going to be at least near normal, but it's very breezy. These are all current maximum wind gusts up to 17 miles per hour in Madison, 29 though in Monroe, and 25 in Wisconsin Dells. These are going to continue to fluctuate. I think the strongest is going to be the next couple of hours, and then we'll see these winds gusting up to about 15 to 20 miles per hour later in the day. Very mild, 42 in Madison. Most of Dane County is sitting in the lower 40s. Couple areas are down to what feels like 30. When you factor in the wind chills, it is a bit cooler than that. Most of our wind chills make it feel like we're down to about 36 or so, the mid 30s. But Chris, even that is a lot warmer than our average nighttime temperature.
It's feeling great out there.
Yes.
All right, Savannah, we'll check in later on those rain chances. New overnight, at least 6 people are displaced after an apartment building fire on Madison's south side. Crews responded to a building on Taft Street near Penn Park. Crews put the fire out, but 8 units are destroyed. The cause of the fire unknown at this point, but officials at the scene say smoke alarms were working properly. We'll continue to provide updates on the air and at channel3000.com. This morning, Pope Francis remains in critical condition. Blood tests now show early signs of kidney failure. This while the 88-year-old pontiff battles pneumonia and a complex lung infection. The Vatican says that he remains alert, though, and well-oriented. He's even participating in a small mass in the hospital chapel with workers who've been taking care of him. Catholics around the world offering up prayers. That includes here in Wisconsin.
This is a moment where some people kind of jump the gun and they always think about who's going to be the next pope. That's a bit premature. I think we want to stay focused and present right now in the current moment, and that is really to accompany, this man of God wherever he's at in his journey.
This is the Pope's 4th time in the hospital since 2021. He recovered from a case of pneumonia 2 years ago. In the past, he said that he'd consider retiring, but more recently asserted the job of Pope is for life. News in Washington this morning, an email from the Office of Personnel Management giving federal workers until 11:59 Eastern Time tonight to explain the work they did last week. In a post on X, Elon Musk says that he'll interpret a failure to respond as a resignation. The departments, though, of Defense, Homeland Security, State, and Energy are all telling workers not to reply. The White House hasn't clarified if that puts their Trump-nominated secretaries at odds with Musk. The National Federation of Federal Employees says workers should discuss those emails with their supervisors. Several unions are already vowing to take legal action. It comes as almost all full-time USAID employees are on administrative leave starting today. Well, today does mark 3 years since Russia launched a full-scale invasion of Ukraine. This morning, several world leaders are arriving in Kyiv to mark the occasion. Around the U.S., Americans are also gathering to stand in solidarity with Ukraine. Ukrainians in Milwaukee shared personal stories of their experiences during the conflict.
I had a cousin who passed away on the front lines, protecting our freedom, and it's just been a lot of anxiety and a lot of just sadness around the whole situation.
Yesterday, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky was asked if he would give up his position if it meant an end to the war. He said if it guarantees peace for Ukraine, he would do so. He would also exchange it for a spot in NATO. Now to the war in the Middle East. Israel sent tanks to the occupied West Bank for the first time in more than 20 years. It ordered the military to prepare for an extended stay to fight Palestinian militant groups in the area's refugee camps. The move comes as a ceasefire in Gaza hit new hurdles. That's after Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu ordered a stop to the release of Palestinian prisoners and detainees due to be freed. It's in retaliation for public displays of Israeli hostages handed over in exchange in Gaza. Tens of thousands of Palestinians have been displaced from their homes in the West Bank already. In Illinois, jury selection begins for the trial of Joseph Juba. He is charged with murder, attempted murder, and a hate crime in the stabbing of his tenants. Prosecutors say Juba stabbed 32-year-old Hanan Shaheen and her 6-year-old son. The boy died from the attack. Juba is accused of attacking them because they're Muslim, linked to the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. He pleaded not guilty to the charges. DOJ and FBI are investigating. In state politics now, lawmakers are debating how to best fund state government and spend the state's budget. Comes after the governor laid out his 2-year spending plan last week. Jason Stein, the president of the Wisconsin Policy Forum, says this document comes with a lot of changes to taxes and spending, especially when it comes to the state's surplus. The surplus can mean different things. Stein says during the pandemic, the state built up a large surplus due to federal aid. Meanwhile, they kept spending tight.
The last 2 years now, we've been spending down that balance, but it will still be at more than $4 billion at the end of the year. And so that's generally when people are talking about the surplus, that's what they mean, is how much do we still have left over in our state's general fund after we've, done this spending each year.
Stein adds that currently it's unclear how much impact the cuts to federal funding would have on the state. Things like transportation and the UW system could be affected. Well, in health news this morning, the worst flu in 15 years. The flu season has left hundreds of thousands of Americans needing care. Severe and deadly cases are surging across the country, and we're just halfway through the season. Already, though, 19,000 have died. The CDC says more than 430,000 have been hospitalized. Dr. Anne Ramoyne explains what's driving the difficult season.
Well, there are probably a number of variables that are associated with this. Lower vaccination rates, lower population immunity, and there's the strains that are circulating that are particularly virulent this year.
The season's also seen an alarming number of infections in children. 87 deaths have been reported in patients 17 and younger. The racial gap in cancer deaths still exists, but it's growing smaller. A study by the American Cancer Society found that black men and women still have twice the risk of death compared to white men and women. That's for myeloma, prostate, uterine, and stomach cancers. But deaths are lower overall. That's due to advances in treatment and detection, plus the decline in cigarette usage among black teenagers. People who use weight loss medications have a lower risk of needing hip and knee replacements later in life. That's according to a new study published in JAMA that looked at people who had success losing weight using weight loss meds. They found that at the 5-year mark and the 10-year mark, the participants were far less likely to require joint replacement surgery than people who didn't lose weight. Surging egg prices are really hitting bakeries. The bird flu virus has led to an egg shortage. Some bakeries say they're paying more than double the price of eggs compared to a year ago. Some are even considering switching to so-called egg replacers. Bakeries are also dealing with sky-high cocoa prices. Our Spirit of Service campaign is underway. News 3 Now is partnering up once again with Vortex to honor local veterans, making a positive impact. And right now, you can nominate a veteran in your life who's doing something great. Go to channel3000.com, and over the coming weeks, we'll share their stories. Then you can vote on which veteran will win that $5,000 cash prize. We'll announce the winner in early April. And hey, today is your last day to vote for snowplow names in the city of Madison. Polls close at 8 o'clock tonight. You can vote on the Wisconsin Saltwise website. 6 vehicles need to be named. Some of the finalists include Leslie Snope, Rocky Snowboa, and Provolone Cheese. Those are some pretty good ones. Green Bay prepared to welcome hundreds of thousands of people for the NFL draft coming up here shortly. And where are they all going to go to the bathroom? Great question. Maynard's Neat and Clean Portables may have a solution here. They're from Newton, one supplier that's going to likely fill the demand. The owner says it's not your typical porta potty.
I actually sold the plastic, went strictly into luxury restroom trailers and containers, and here I am today. Our trailers really set themselves apart from the plastic portables. They come fully stocked with flushing toilets to hand wash sinks.
How about that? Each portable comes with air conditioning, heating, and a stereo system as well.
Talk about luxurious
Fancy.
porta potties. Yeah.
Imagine the line outside of these things is going to be pretty long, though.
Yeah, better than the blue or green ones that we typically see,
Totally.
though.
Yeah, it could be worth the wait.
Definitely. Well, we got a 50-degree day ahead, and temperatures are still going to be mild to follow that, so plenty of mid to even lower 40s after. This week's looking a lot better than what we had last week.
Sure is. It's already feeling nicer out there.
Yeah, we're tracking even 41 right now and a high of 50 in Madison. Very mild but breezy. We'll talk about how high our winds are going to gust this afternoon.
And it's time for Trivia Night with Andy North. I'll share how you can help raise money for the UW Carbone Cancer Center in the 608.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
Hey folks, we're back in the 608 here at 6:13. Looking ahead to an event tonight that is all about raising money for cancer research. Josh Breider's here to talk about an event that we know very well.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
So I'm looking forward to this event. This is going to be my first time a part of it. I'm honored and excited to be part of the Andy North Trivia Night happening this evening at the Sylvia. And News 3 Now is once again a proud sponsor. So this is an opportunity for folks to have a fun and inspired evening of trivia, music, food, and refreshments, all to raise money for the UW Health Carbone Cancer Center. It's hosted by Andy North, and not only is he a professional golfer, he's a cancer survivor and research champion. In addition to trivia, the lineup includes a silent auction, celebrity appearances, dinner, drinks, and prizes. This event continues to grow year after year. A record $125,000 was raised for cancer research at the event in 2024, and we hope to beat that this time around. Tonight's event is sold out, so stay tuned for more in the years to come, but you can still support the cause right now and help us raise funds for critical research here for cancer in our community. To learn more about how you can help, just go to andynorthandfriends.com. I also have that linked on channel3000.com right now. I'll be emceeing the evening with the one and only Leah Lynchide, so it's sure to be a great evening.
Who's that? Oh, Leah! Got it.
Oh gosh, you're funny.
Oh, good stuff.
It's going to be a great,
wonderful cause.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
A lot of money raised that goes so far in the cancer community to battle that thing and to make some serious progress.
And you think about, I mean, $125,000 that was raised last year. We're going to beat it this year because this community just keeps setting that bar higher and higher.
Okay.
And, you know, what better cause to be able to do that too?
Late night for you.
Late night. It's going to be a late night. But, yeah, it's going to be a great Monday night. I'm looking forward to it.
Better, yeah, not so much of a great Tuesday morning,
No,
but
no.
Great Monday night. All worth it. All worth it. Thanks, Josh.
You bet.
Appreciate it. All right, 6:15. Let's check in with Savannah now. Your first word forecast. Hey there.
Hey, good morning. It's already a very mild start, and temperatures are only going to rise. We're going to top out at the 50-degree mark. Most of us will hang out in the upper 40s, but I do think Madison will achieve 50. Our winds right now to the southwest, and it's very breezy outside. That's probably going to be, unless you don't like warm weather, the only complaint, at least out of the morning. Some of our winds are going to come down. Right now, gusts are actually up to about 25 to 30 miles per hour across most of southern Wisconsin, but then our winds get out of a more westerly direction later this afternoon, and those are going to come down 15 to 20 miles per hour, but a few areas are still going to have winds gusting this afternoon up to about 25 miles per hour, and then you can see them come down a little bit, but then they're back out of the south and picking right back up tomorrow, and then again Wednesday afternoon as well. We will see cloud cover in place pretty much all day, but then a couple of showers come into play later this evening. I think for the first round, light at best. That's mainly going to be to our west and also south. But then when you factor in the brief ones we'll see again late tonight into early Tuesday, that's for the most part going to stay north of Madison. So not everyone going to see rain, and this is not going to be a washout or widespread rain by any means, unfortunately, even though we really could use it. Sunshine returns then tomorrow. Highs are back into the mid-40s, still very mild though. And then another chance of showers. I think for the most part it's going to bring a greater chance of widespread rain south of here, and then snow staying north of that low. For us across southern Wisconsin, might dodge this system right now, this, and then along with Thursday into Friday's system would be our next better chance of showers. I think flurries Thursday, and then temperatures cool overnight Thursday, Friday into Saturday. As long as that low pressure system doesn't change the track of it anyways, we would see some snow showers then mixed in maybe with a little bit of rain, and then light snow to end that system as temperatures cool down overnight Friday into Saturday. How about our sunsets though? Our days are getting longer for sure. The 24th today, our sunset later this evening, 5:40. We gain 7 minutes though. The 1st of March, which is only 5 days away. That is the start of meteorological spring. April 1st, 7:24. That's of course a couple weeks after we spring forward and daylight savings begins again, but we will see warmer temperatures up until then. I think by early March, we will see a flip in pattern, just still forecasting above average temperatures, or at least right about at that in the 30s heading into this upcoming weekend and early next week.
The last 6 minutes of Saturday's Badger men's basketball game was pure chaos at the Kohl Center. Oregon went on a 16-2 run at the end of the game to force overtime and eventually win the contest. Now, going forward, the biggest concern isn't that Wisconsin lost. It's more about how it all went down. Blowing a 17-point lead, turning the ball over 17 times, seemingly out of nowhere, is something that will haunt you as a coach. For Greg Gard to get rid of those ghosts, you've got to first look at yourself.
It doesn't sit well with everybody, and because we beat ourselves for the most part, and we haven't done that. I don't know if we've done that all year. Fortunately, this isn't like football where you have to sit 7 days, wait for your next game. We're going to play again on Tuesday night, and get it out of our system and improve the areas that we need to improve.
The Wisconsin women hosting Northwestern yesterday in a big game. The Badgers trying to lock up a Big Ten tournament bid. Just before the half on Senior Day, Hallie Douglas, one of the seniors, she goes coast to coast, and you can count it. Bucky would take a 1-point lead to the break. And then in the third, the star duo got it done. Ronnie Porter drops off the package for Sarah Williams, who always delivers. The Badgers win a big one, 73-68. And the Bucks hosted the Heat last night at Fiserv, looking for their 4th straight win, trailing by 8 in the third, and Giannis forces the turnover and turns up the temperature. Great feed from Dame on the alley-oop, and it would get the Bucks back going. And then in the 4th, things were all tied up at 106. Damian Lillard pulls up from the logo and lights it up. Milwaukee extends their win streak, and they win it 120-113. The Women's Big Ten Swimming Championships are officially over, and while the Badgers finished in 4th place, Phoebe Bacon was cooking with gas. She was named the MVP, or the swimmer of the championships, after winning a trio of events. That included the 200-meter backstroke, an event that she's sizzled in for years. It's her 4th time winning that event in her 5 years at Wisconsin. That's your morning sports fix. Have a wonderful week.
Thanks, Andrew. Still ahead, a couple of big money half-court shots.
Well, we've got another gorgeous photo from Gwen. She says spring is just around the corner, and that is March 1st, 5 days away. Love those tulips. That's one of my favorite flowers. Yeah.
Can you imagine how excited Gwen is right now? This has got to be one of her favorite times of year.
I love it. I love the end of winter, coming into spring when all the flowers bloom. It's one of my favorite times
like
of the
the
year.
Earth's waking up.
Yeah. It almost smells like spring outside this morning, too.
That's exactly what I thought. I was like, it's giving false winter vibes. I mean, there's still snow on the ground, but then it smells like spring.
Not getting my hopes up quite yet.
I know. We are in
it'll
Wisconsin.
snow again. Don't worry.
Great pick, Gwen. Thank you. Well, trending this morning, baseball superstar hits a big money basketball shot. Check this out. Former Yankee Alex Rodriguez, also known as A-Rod, stunned the college basketball spectators with this shot right here.
Wow.
$10,000 on the line for a Bucknell University student. And the place goes bananas. How about that?
Cool.
I feel pretty good. Like, somebody like that, familiar with clutch situations, getting the ball, like,
it's impressive.
Please.
Did you see his toss with the backspin at the beginning? He knew what he was doing.
Yeah, totally.
That was awesome.
Well, hey, so that was great. I made like this half-court shot even better. He sinks it, but check out the celebration at the main Albany game. Dude rips his shirt off. Wait till you see the moves here. Wait till you see. He is just so amped up. This is only a $500 half-court shot. And he is celebrating like he just won the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, $1 million. That's awesome.
I know it's Monday, but let's make that maybe a Monday morning feeling right there.
Oh,
yeah. Let's do it.
Absolutely, with the 50 that we're going to see.
Another
Tate,
week. Yeah.
Oh my
that's
goodness.
so funny. Look at him. He just keeps going.
I would have loved to see this in person, though.
Right?
Gosh.
That got everybody out of their seats.
Oh, those moves are really good.
All right, hey, we got some really nice weather to get excited about.
We do. It smells like spring like we just talked about, and it definitely will feel like spring later in the day. 50, it'll be pretty breezy, but that's really the only bad part about today. Might see a little evening showers south and west of Madison, then a few overnight. Plenty of 40s to follow. I got that 50. I'm trying to think of the word. My
gift to us?
Gift to my mom, because it's her birthday.
Oh, there you
happy
go.
birthday,
There you
Mom.
go.
Couldn't think of the word gift. Yeah. So there's my present to you, Mom.
This morning, renaming a Madison school, the final 4 options, and how you can share your opinion. And big money race, the driving force behind spending in the state Supreme Court matchup. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now this morning. I'm Chris Stanford. Carry On is off today, maybe enjoying the warmer weather because we have some pretty high temperatures on your first warm forecast. Let's check in with Savannah Brito, who's outside this morning where things are already feeling pretty mild out there.
Yeah, it's not bad aside of the winds gusting. Our air temperature, though, very nice. We're holding on to the lower 40s across most of Dane County. But the winds, those are gusting up to about 17 miles per hour right now. A couple areas are topping out closer to 25 to 30 miles per hour. So these are going to be a factor at least the morning into the early afternoon. And then we'll see them come down a little bit, but it'll still stay breezy even into the evening. In the evenings when we could see some showers. But yeah, very mild. Everyone aside of southern areas waking up to those lower to even mid 40s now. 44 in Sauk City. We're at 42 in Madison. Couple areas are in the upper 30s though. That's still very mild for this time of year, taking into consideration our overnight average low is about 18 or 19 degrees. And Chris, our average high 34. Today we'll see 50.
Sure will. We'll crush that one. All right. Talk to you soon. Now let's get to our top stories. A Madison Elementary School is closing in on a permanent name, and you'll have a chance to have a say. Southside Elementary School, which opened in 2023, is down to these 4 name proposals: Southside Community Elementary, Ada Deer Elementary, Lori Mann Carey Elementary, and Nine Springs Elementary. You can give your feedback in person at the next school board meeting. You can also submit a written statement today. You can find those details on how to do that right now at channel3000.com. New overnight, at least 6 people are displaced after an apartment building fire. It happened on Madison's south side. Crews responded to the building on Taft Street near Penn Park. They were able to put it out, but it did destroy 8 units. Officials are not sure what caused it, but they say that smoke alarms were working right. We'll keep checking in and providing updates. With the state primary elections out of the way, the focus now turns to the April elections and the state Supreme Court race. It's a head-to-head matchup between Susan Crawford and Brad Schimmel. Both campaigns are busy producing ads and raising funds. A political science professor from UW-La Crosse believes that will not change as the election nears. He told us on For the Record, there's one name behind it all.
Elon Musk has added a fair bit to the pro-Brad Schimmel side of the spending equation. I think it could result in more money for the Schimmel side for sure, because Elon has enormous wealth and he can put a lot of money into supporting Brad Schimmel. But also I think it could be a feature in fundraising for the Susan Crawford side of the campaign, trying to campaign off of the idea that Elon is trying to win the election for Schimmel, and the Crawford campaign and Democrats could use that to motivate their own side and motivate.
The election will decide the ideological balance of the state Supreme Court. You can watch the rest of the interview and the full For the Record broadcast at channel3000.com. Remember, For the Record airs every Sunday morning at 10:30 here on News 3 Now. To Germany, where the center-right Christian Democrats are celebrating victory in the country's general election. The party of former Chancellor Angela Merkel is projected to win the most seats in the legislative body. It means the party's current leader, Friedrich Merz, will likely be Germany's next chancellor. The next step is for parties to form a majority coalition. By the numbers, the easiest coalition is between the winning Union and the center-left Social Democrats. But with vast differences of opinions on major issues, it's unclear what will happen next exactly. And then there's this. The far-right Alternative for Germany party is celebrating its largest ever federal gains. The AfD picked up around 10% of the vote compared to the last federal election. They'll hold 152 of the legislature's 630 seats. The far-right party, which originated just 12 years ago, received support from Elon Musk and Vice President J.D. Vance. Top party officials believe it made a difference.
I'm very grateful for what J.D. Vance said, addressing that democracy is at stake and free speech in Germany is really under pressure. So we're very, very thankful for everything J.D. Vance did and said, and for Elon Musk as well.
However, it's extremely unlikely that the AfD will be a part of the governing coalition. Other parties have been reluctant to work with them because of their views, especially around migration. Well, today, jury selection begins in the Highland Park parade shooting. Robert Crimo is on trial, charged with 7 counts of first-degree murder. Prosecutors say he opened fire on the 4th of July parade in Highland Park, Illinois in 2022. Authorities say the shooter fired more than 70 rounds from a rooftop. Reports say that he bought the weapon used in the attack legally, but police records show that they had to intervene over threats that he'd previously made. Last Thursday, the judge also said that survivors may attend the full trial.
For them to be there and to have this cathartic experience of watching the whole trial was extremely important, and we're very grateful that the judge entered this motion and that they will be allowed to participate and sit in the trial.
Witnesses typically are allowed to sit in the courtroom after they've testified. But because of this ruling, the witness can attend even before they take the stand. The judge cited the Illinois Crime Victims Bill of Rights during a ruling. Prosecutors previously said most of the 48 survivors are planning to testify. The trial is expected to run for at least 4 weeks. Now to a major Listeria outbreak. At least 11 people are dead and dozens more are sick. It's linked to frozen supplemental shakes sold under brand names Cisco Imperial and Lions Ready Care. They're distributed to places like hospitals and long-term care facilities across 21 states. Wisconsin's not one of those, but Illinois and Minnesota are. The companies have recalled the products. The CDC says the outbreak includes cases dating back to 2018. Listeria is the 3rd leading cause of death from foodborne illness in the U.S. Happening tomorrow, hundreds of Wisconsin high school students will come together for the annual Youth Unity Summit. It's organized by the nonprofit United Against Hate. The summit consists of talks by state and local leaders. There's also guests who've played a role in combating hate. State Superintendent of Public Instruction, Dr. Jill Underly, will be there. It'll take place at the McFarland Performing Arts Center starting at 9 o'clock. A second summit is scheduled for this Wednesday at Wisconsin Rapids High School. 6:36, coming up after the break, I talk with a local illustrator who's making sure the Madison legacy of American Girl lives on.
We'll time out the showers that some could see across southern Wisconsin later this evening into tonight.
It is time for Trivia Night with Andy North. I'll share how you can help raise money for the UW Carbone Cancer Center in the 608.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
It is time to talk about something uniquely Madison. It's been about a year since the American Girl doll headquarters in Middleton shut down, but its legacy lives on. This morning we are talking with illustrator Renee Grafe, and we can't thank you enough for joining us this morning. Now, Renee did some of the illustrations, a lot of the illustrations for the American Girl doll books, and you have created something brand new, a character you call Madison. Tell us about Madison.
Well, Madison came about because I had been thinking about the closing of the headquarters in Middleton of American Girl, and I thought, I think of Rosie the Riveter as kind of like a modern day American Girl, except now she's a woman. And so I thought, well, it would be fitting to call her Madison because of just that connectedness between Middleton, Madison, and American Girl. And so I outfitted her out with the symbolic, Kirsten, Samantha, and Molly items, and just this I can do it kind of attitude, and which is very much what American Girl is about.
Sure, there must have been some emotions involved with creating this.
Yes, yes, very much, especially since I started reflecting on those early years with working with Pleasant Rowland and with my best friend Katie Brown and Mylan McGreevy, and Mylan was the first art director hired by Pleasant. And so I wanted to tell my story, but I started by telling my story by drawing Rosie, or Madison, as it were. Since I'm an illustrator, I'm not a writer. So I just thought, well, I'll just sketch it out, you know, with this stance that Rosie the Riveter would have. Also, it reflects the first covers of American Girl.
So this print is available. It's $25. Part of the proceeds are going to go to the Pleasant T. Rowland Foundation. Renee, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Well, temperatures are going to be nice out there this afternoon. We're forecasting a high right near 50. 50 will be the high in Madison. A couple other areas might only reach the upper 40s, but nonetheless, well above average. Even this morning, our temperatures are in the upper 30s, some of us in the lower 40s, most of Dane County and Madison waking up to about 42, some of us a little bit warmer than that. 17 miles per hour though, so winds definitely a factor. It's very breezy out there. That's probably going to be your only complaint unless you don't like the warmer weather. 29 miles per hour Monroe, 25 in the Dells. So with the warmer air that we're going to see not only today, but the entire work week, we got the mid to lower 40s Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We'll see lots of melting that could lead to some ice jams, so just be mindful of that. We still have wind chills factored in because it's pretty breezy out there, but it only makes surrounding areas feel a little bit cooler. 38, still not bad in Madison, 30 in Janesville, 27 in Monroe. Prairie du Chine's really the only area that's not waking up to a current wind chill value. Their winds a little bit more on the lighter side of things compared to everyone else. Our winds are starting to turn out of the west. We'll hold under mostly cloudy skies as temperatures warm, and then a few evening showers. I think for the most part that's going to be west and also south of Madison the first round later this evening. It's not going to be a washout, and then a few spotty showers mainly north of Madison. That's late tonight into early Tuesday before skies do clear again. Into Wednesday, Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll see those clouds increase by Wednesday morning into the afternoon. That's when I think our better chance for showers is going to be, although I definitely think more widespread rain south of here. I think we could see a few of these showers get into southern Wisconsin and the Madison area. Snow definitely staying north with this system, but we have an active week with a few more chances of precipitation. Thursday, light flurries, and then Friday into Saturday, temperatures should still be in the 40s during that point in time, but I think we could see some rain mix in with the snow showers as well. That would last into early Saturday, and then temperatures falling behind that at least a little bit for our weekend. But spring right around the corner, 5 days until meteorological spring. Actual spring, though, begins March 20th. That's only 24 days away. It's definitely going to feel like spring, not only today, but the whole week. Even cooler by the weekend, but even those 30s are still going to feel nice out there. And then the mid-30s are going to stick around for at least early next week. Even our nighttime temperatures, you don't see any sub-zero lows, which is good.
All right, Savannah, thanks. Hey, you want to have your day planned by Savannah Burrito? She'd love to do so. Just record a video, share your name, where you live, say a little something about yourself. Don't be shy. Send it our way. Do it through the website, the First One Weather app, Facebook Messenger, or email, and then watch every day to see if you make it on the air. 6:45, time to take a look at what's going on in the 608. And we're talking about raising some money for cancer research this morning. Josh Breider will be there and joins us now with the preview. Good morning, buddy.
Hey, good morning, Chris. So I am honored and excited to be part of the Andy North Trivia Night happening this evening at the Sylvie. News 3 Now is once again a proud sponsor. This is an opportunity for folks to have a fun and inspiring evening of trivia, music, food, and refreshments, all to raise money for the UW Health Carbone Cancer Center. It is hosted by Andy North. Not only is he a professional golfer, he is a cancer survivor and research champion. In addition to trivia, the lineup includes a silent auction, celebrity appearances, dinner, drinks, and prizes. This event continues to grow year after year. A record $125,000 was raised for cancer research at the event in 2024, and we hope to beat that this time around. Tonight's event is sold out, so stay tuned for more in the years to come, but you can still support the cause right now and help us raise funds for critical cancer research right here in our community. To learn more about how to help, you can go to andynorthandfriends.com. I also have that linked on channel3000.com. I'll be emceeing the evening with the one and only Leah Lynchide. You know, a big reason why she left last year was because her dad has been battling cancer as well, so this is close to her. I've had family that has been impacted by cancer. I know.
Cancer, right? All of us.
This is one of those things that, you know, we got to keep doing our part in raising those critical funds. And what better way to see Andy North getting involved year after year? I mean, it's such a big event and it continues to grow.
He's definitely proven his commitment to the cause, to say the least.
100%, yeah.
Absolutely. Are you going to be back with us tomorrow morning?
I won't be on the morning show tomorrow, but I'll be back at noon. So it's going to be a late night for a good cause, though.
Yeah, good reason.
Yes.
Yeah, good reason. Josh, thanks.
You bet.
All right, let's get to some other news here at 6:47. U.S. government scientists working on a vital global climate report are now having to stop their work. The Trump administration reportedly ordered that they pull back from the global climate action and research. It comes as the U.S. has been involved in planning for the next installment of a report from the world's leading scientific authority on climate change. That report from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change was due to come out in 2029. Well, the U.S. could face a hospital bed shortage by 2032. That's according to a study from UCLA that found that average hospital occupancy is at 75%. That is 11% higher than it was before the pandemic. Those numbers are expected to rise in the next few years. The authors of the study suggest that the cause could be healthcare staffing shortages and hospital closures. It's from an increase in private equity firms purchasing hospitals. Well, the winter months can have an effect on our mental health. It comes from the cold weather keeping us inside, plus the lower amount of sunlight. And it has the tendency to lead to stress eating. That's when people eat in response to feelings rather than hunger. Stress eating can lead to weight gain and poor nutrition. It also increases the risk of health issues such as heart disease and diabetes. There are, though, ways to manage it.
What are my backup plans? Like what can I do instead of emotional eating? Could I go to the gym? Could I exercise? Could I go do a yoga class? Could I meditate? Could I engage in some sort of hobby? Having some sort of backup plan rather than looking to food to kind of save you.
Dr. Shaw also recommends tracking what triggers stress eating and paying attention to what and how much you eat. If you're looking for an exotic pet, here's a way to get one. J&R Aquatic Animal Rescue says it has 31 pets looking for homes right now. They got the 31 pets through a pet surrender event on Saturday in Monona. It's a way for owners who no longer want their exotic pets to surrender them in a safe, ethical, and shame-free way. The most common reason for surrendering a pet is a change in the owner's housing. All surrendered animals will be quarantined before becoming available for adoption. The organization says in many areas, rehoming options for exotic pets are limited, leading some owners to make difficult choices. Events like these offer a compassionate alternative, ensuring that these animals receive proper care and a second chance at finding a suitable home. If you're interested in adopting one of the pets, you're encouraged to follow J&R Aquatic Animal Rescues for updates. Coming up in the morning sprint, new findings on the effects of too much screen time. And we got a third birthday to celebrate today. Look who's 3. It's Ellis. Happy birthday, buddy. Have a great one. We're back with the morning sprint right after this. .653, time for the morning sprint. Time is running out for federal workers to explain what they did last week. An email from the White House Office of Personnel Management gives workers until 10:59 our time tonight to do so. On X, Elon Musk says anyone who doesn't respond will be considered to have resigned. But the Departments of Defense, Homeland Security, State, and Energy are all telling workers not to reply. Pope Francis remains in critical condition this morning in the hospital. Blood tests now show early signs of kidney failure. The 88-year-old pontiff is battling pneumonia and a complex lung infection. The Vatican says he remains alert, though, and well-oriented. He even took part in a small mass in the hospital chapel with workers who'd been taking care of him. In Madison, Southside Elementary is down to 4 new name proposals. Southside Community Elementary, Ada Deer Elementary, Lori Mann Carey Elementary, and Nine Springs Elementary. You can have a say on all this. You can give feedback in person at the next school board meeting. You can also submit a written statement today. You can do that on channel3000.com. New overnight, at least 6 people are displaced after an apartment building fire on Madison's south side. Fire crews responded to a building on Taft Street near Penn Park. They put the fire out, but it did destroy 8 units. Officials aren't sure what caused it, but they say that the smoke alarms were working properly. We'll keep checking in and providing updates. The center-right Christian Democrats are celebrating victory in Germany's general election. The party of former Chancellor Angela Merkel is projected to win the most seats in its legislative body. The far-right Alternative for Germany party came in second, making historic gains. They are unlikely, though, to be part of the governing coalition. Well, today marks 3 years since Russia invaded Ukraine. This morning, several world leaders are arriving in Kyiv to mark the occasion. Around the U.S., people are gathering to stand in solidarity with the country as well. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said he would resign if it meant an end to the war. At least 11 people are dead and dozens more are sick from a Listeria outbreak. It's linked to frozen supplemental shakes sold under brand names Cisco Imperial and Lions Ready Care. They were distributed to places like hospitals and long-term care facilities across 21 states. Wisconsin's not among those, but Illinois and Minnesota are. The companies have recalled the products. If you spend time looking at your screen, it's increasing the risk of nearsightedness, also known as myopia. A study published in JAMA showed that people who look at screens for just an hour a day had a 21% higher risk of myopia. The risk rises as digital screen time increases. It's estimated by 2050, nearly half of the world's population will have nearsightedness.
Out there, 50 degrees, it'll definitely feel spring-like, and then even Monday or Tuesday through Friday still going to feel nice out there. The lower to mid-40s, got a couple chances for precipitation, some of that rain, some of that snow, and then this weekend a bit cooler, but still the 30s will feel nice.
Hey, we'll take it.
Yes, we will.
Thanks, Savannah. Well, we're back with the news and weather update after this. Hey, squirrel.